Okay, we're live, we're live, we're live. We're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. I hope that this is streaming through. Hey, guys, it's Old Man G here, back again with another video for Red Devil Studio. And yeah, sorry, I know delay. Is the stream working? I've been having some, literally, this happens every time. As soon as I get to it, the stream seems to give way. Um, can you see me? Can you guys see me at all? And more importantly, can you hear me? Yep. Okay, fine. Awesome. Okay, so let's get going. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. Just some technical difficulties. This always seems to happen 10 minutes before I get everything set up, and there's technical issues with internet, Wi-Fi, etc. So I apologize. But anyway, it's fine. So, hey, guys. Again, it's Old Man G here, back again with another video for Red Devil Studio. And today we're basically going to preview Chelsea versus Manchester United at the Carabao Cup tomorrow, basically at Stamford Bridge, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie, I am looking forward to this game. I think that we've got some positive momentum going into this game. Personally, yes, It was just Norwich. Yes, it was just partisan. Yes, we drew against Liverpool at Anfield. However, the Carabao Cup, I mean, to be faced, it's not one of the big trophies that we really want to go for. But to be honest, facing Chelsea for me at this time, I think is a good test. Because to be honest, at the start of the season, you could argue, looking back now, it was a fluke that we beat them 4-0. But we did have that counter-attacking mentality, and that's what caught Chelsea on the break. And I think, to be honest, I think that we should do that as well, because Lampard is going to be very, very possessive in the way he plays. United, hi is good, awesome, thank you very much. And Raymond Moore, I can see and hear you nice and clear. That is very, very good. Thank you very much. I'm glad that this is actually working, because as you know, I don't tend to do just it's mostly audio stuff. But I thought with post-match reactions and with previews that I might just do a bit more video stuff into actually keep it simple. If you are new to this channel and you are watching, as you can see on the right, follow us, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, subscribe to this channel, really, really appreciate it, and smash the notification for latest Manchester United related news. But anyway, going on again to this preview, like I said, I think this is going to be a good test for us, and certainly with momentum. Now, obviously, I think that the weekend is more important. We have got Bournemouth away, which is going to be a difficult game with the squad that we have. And I think that that should be the priority, which is why when I show you the lineup next, I think bringing in some youth will be a good idea. But that's, at the same time, we obviously, on the one hand, our squad is short. We have injuries, and like so Dalot, Matic, Pogba, Shaw, who may or may not have featured. So that's going to cause some problems. And on top of that, I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer yet fully trusts his the youngsters, really. So it's going to be an interesting balance, to be honest. But I'm curious to see what you guys think in terms of who do you think should start. Do you think this is an important game? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually in a press conference actually said that, well, he admitted anyway that the youngsters of Chelsea are basically ahead of Manchester United youngsters, essentially. Sorry, this is a thing. Yeah, they're essentially the head of our youngsters for obvious reasons, because they've got more loan experience. If you look at most of the Manchester United youngsters so far, and your Chongs and your Garners and your Gomez's, none of those players have actually really been on loan. And arguably, the player that has been on loan, in likes of Twansibi, not including Pereira in this, but certainly Twansibi, he's come back and he's been solid. And if it wasn't for the fact that he's injured, I'm sure he'd be starting today. Raymond Moore, Pogba's out until December. Can we survive Chelsea without him? I posted actually a video about it. It's on the channel about Pogba being out until December, and how in the aftermath of us all being happy about the Norwich win, Pogba being out still is quite a blow, actually. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said also that he feels that Fred and Pereira can step in due to the fact that Pogba was missing. I'm not so sure about that. Although having said that, to be honest, having a consistency with Fred, Pog and Pereira as a midfield might actually be beneficial for the team, because rather than chopping and changing, we can hopefully build on something. And hopefully, the fact is McTominay and Fred are not particularly creative. But playing Andreas Pereira in the centre might give us some options, and Martial being back, being fit, I think will help us. Italy United, Rain, we don't need Pogba. I disagree. I don't think we need. I think we need Pogba in terms of the squad, definitely. I don't think even if Pogba was fit, I would be adverse to playing him in a Carabao Cup game. I think, and I'm going to actually. What I'll do is I'll show you, and let me know if you guys can see. This is what I think the lineup will actually be. Well, and predict the line to be. I do think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to go to Stamford Bridge. So you see Solskjaer on the right, and obviously the thing on the left. Hopefully, you guys can see that. And clearly, I think he's going to go to Stamford Bridge, and I think we're actually going to go back. I don't think we're going to play three. I'd be surprised if he's going to play 3-5-2 or 4-3-3. I think he's going to go to Stamford Bridge, knowing full well that Chelsea will come out. Chelsea will obviously have the possession, and they'll play two holding midfielders and will play counter-attacking football. That's why I suspect it's going to happen in the Carabao Cup game. So from what you can see here, Romero obviously will be in goal for the cup competitions, obviously. I put Jones and Rojo there, obvious reasons. I think Jones always has liability there, but to be honest, we only have Tansibi's out, Smalling's obviously on loan, so we really only have Lindelof, Maguire, Jones and Rojo. And to be honest, we need at least Lindelof and Maguire fit, because Jones and Rojo have a mistake in them, or plenty of mistakes in them. So honestly, I would rest them both and then put Jones and Rojo as the two centre-backs for this game, even though that might mean we lose, but it's better than having them both injured and then one of them come in against Bournemouth and we drop points that way. As far as right back goes, because Dallow's injured, and I think Ashley Young will probably play at the weekend, really the only person that can play at right back is going to be Wan-Bissaka, I think, even though I think he should rest, but I think it's going to be Wan-Bissaka. Raymond, yes, I think this will be versus Chelsea. Yes, I agree, Italy United. So as right back, I think Wan-Bissaka is just going to end up coming into this team. I just think we just don't have the squad depth. This is the thing, unfortunately. Then if you put in, we have Brandon Williams at left back. I think that's one of the things I'm actually fairly sure about, to be honest. I think that he'll, because Solskjaer will rest or want to rest Ashley Young, and because obviously Luke Shaw's injured, this would be a good chance for Williams to basically come in that left back and make his own. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it, because you'll basically have a situation where you have two quick, fast fullbacks putting balls in the box, although Williams more so than Wan-Bissaka, and that actually might cause Chelsea problems. The only thing is that we don't really have any players, I feel, that can really head the ball or crosses, but we'll see what happens. In front, obviously, of the four, have McTominay and Fred, who I think will be the two holding midfielders in this game. Maybe Fred playing slightly deeper, and hopefully they can form a partnership. Now, in front of these three, this is where things get interesting. Now, I've always felt that Pereira should basically be placed centrally, or at the very least number 10 on in front of the two midfield. I don't think that's going to happen. I would like it to happen, but it's going to happen. Someone in the comments, is Jesse Lingard still injured? If Lingard is still injured, then maybe he does come into this game as the right wing, and Pereira is dropped, or possibly Pereira. Yeah, so if Lingard is fit, Lingard plays on the right wing and Pereira is dropped, possibly. If Lingard is, possibly Lingard plays as a number 10, Pereira on the right, or vice versa. I don't know. Either way, I'm assuming based on this that Lingard isn't actually fit, because he didn't play in the last game, and so as a result, Pereira will come in as a right winger, because Mata certainly can't play there, and Mata has to play and will play in cup games. So I think Mata is going to come into this game. He's going to come in as the number 10. Which I think is ideal, at least, because at least I think Mata, even though I feel that Mata's time is up really, I do think that he does have a role as a number 10, somewhat to give a bit of creativity at least. Then on the left, now this was an interesting one, because I feel like Daniel James is good, and I think Daniel James maybe could come in here, but I actually think that Martial should play. I think you should have a situation where Martial and Daniel James split between. Whether Solskjaer starts Daniel James and brings on Martial later, I don't know. But I think that Martial, while we need to wrap him in cotton wool because we don't need him injured again, I think that he does need to be. I think he does need minutes to bring his fitness back, especially as we face some top teams. And a team against Chelsea, I think, would be really useful. So Martial or James, but a 50-50 game between both of them, and we'll start the game. And then up top, I want it to be Mason Greenwood. I don't think it will be, but I want it to be Mason Greenwood. I really think it should be Mason Greenwood because Marcus Rashford needs a rest. I actually don't want Marcus Rashford playing this game at all. I think he needs at least a rest. I'm sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to play him, but he needs a rest, and I think Greenwood should really come into this team, play him in a sensible position, play him with someone like Martial, who can link up the play, and Greenwood who can actually finish quite well, in my opinion. I think if you bring those two together and drop Rashford, who I think needs a break, I think we're onto something. United, Raymond Moore, I don't trust Jones against Chelsea. I don't either. But do we want to risk an injury to Lindelof or Maguire and then have Jones come in at the weekend? You know what I mean? United, Martin only play for the cup, not in the league. Exactly, yeah. That's why I think he's going to come in because he's basically a cup player. That's why I think it's going to happen. So this is what I predict anyway the lineup to be anyway. Right. So going back to me, hey. So yeah, that's what I think the lineup is going to be like. To be honest, guys, I think that it's going to be interesting. It's essentially the battle of the youngster managers, former players, in obviously Solskjaer and Lampard, like it was the start of the season. As far as Chelsea concerned, I think they're going to also play their youngsters as well. I don't think that Lampard will go all out strong, but the reality is that they're playing the youngsters regularly anyway. But there will be obviously an element of inexperience in Chelsea. Not that much, but there'll be an element of it. And personally, I think that as good as Chelsea are playing, and I think they've been very good, I'm very impressed with how Lampard has really set up this Chelsea team. I do think that they are still semi-vulnerable. And I do think that I thought the counter-attacking system works. If we can defend well and defend deep, because I do think our defence is better than Chelsea's, in my opinion. I think it is better. They're clinical and more clinical than we have been, but our defence is actually better. So if we can defend well, if our midfield can at least spark a bit of creativity, and if we can push our fullbacks against theirs, I think we've got a good chance of causing them some problems at least. Hitting them on the break, hitting them on the counter like we did, because we have the players. And if Martial, with Lingard, well, not Lingard, but certainly Greenwood and the like are there who can give us that outlet, the pace to just run at the Chelsea defence. We can cause them problems because you can score past this Chelsea defence. You can. Yes, they've scored quite a lot of goals against Burnley and Wolves, etc., but they also conceded two. I think they conceded 2 in each game. I think in those games, so they've not. I can't remember the last time they even kept a clean sheet, to be honest. So, well, not that we're good. We've obviously not kept a clean sheet either. The point I'm trying to make is that we've got a chance. We've got a chance. United, I will not play Martial. What if we get injuries? I mean, this is debate, isn't it? This is the debate because at the end of the day, you're right, and that's why I think there should be a 50-50 split between Daniel James and Martial. Possibly maybe Chong. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's playing Chong that much personally. But I think that the thing is that yes, we're worried about Martial getting injured, but at the same time, you also need match fitness as well. That's the important thing. You need, you need match fitness. You need game time. I wouldn't play Martial full game, of course I wouldn't. But I would at least let him play at least maybe half of the game, 60 minutes. I don't know, with an exchange between him and with Daniel James. I guess if he plays Daniel James instead and then brings on Martial for the last half an hour, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But that's what I think anyway. That's what I think. Raymond Moore, will this be our only cup for this season? I don't see us winning the Europa League. Well, obviously the FA Cup is still there. We do seem to be getting really bad draws. Um, sorry. In these cups, we get drawn against City. Seem to be bribing the people who draw these because they always seem to get easy teams. And we, like last season in the FA Cup, I think had Arsenal away, Chelsea away, and then Wolves away. What was that? That was ridiculous. And again here we're having to play Chelsea away. Someone has it out for Manchester United apparently. So it might be, I don't know. The FA Cup is obviously around the corner, and I value that more. The only thing I guess you could argue with this, and this is the only reason why I might it's maybe reasonable to slightly take this seriously, is that if we do we want to play in Europe? I guess next season, do we want to play in Europe? If we do, then one could argue that one of the ways to get into Europe this season is either, I'm talking Europe in Champions League, Europa League, etc. Is the Carabao Cup. The three positions to getting into the Europa League are FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and obviously fifth place. Those are the three positions on offer. And if we think that we're not going to get in top four, then and we could potentially struggle getting fifth, let alone sixth, then getting one of these competitions is a good idea. Because I don't know. I mean, it's a difficult one here because a lot of you already know about my opinion on Solskjaer and whether he is the right man for Manchester United. For me, what I want to see in his next couple of games is the philosophy. It's not so much about the wins per se. It's a playing style. It's a philosophy. It's what does our team look like? What are we going forward? Most Chelsea fans, if Chelsea were losing games, they'd have no problem. They Champions League, they'd completely written off the season. And so what they're experiencing now is almost like an added bonus. And I feel that's similar in a way, in that I want Solskjaer to get his team, to have obstacles down, and I want to see some improvement. That for me is the thing. I want to see improvement. I want to see a style. And if that means that we end up being in the Europa League again, but we have a stronger team, and so be it. And so be it. That's fine. But what I don't want to see is just boring, negative, sideways passing, defensive-minded football with no philosophy, with no progression, and losing badly to teams who are relegation fodder. That I think is unacceptable, and that's when we need to start thinking about other things. United, I think United will get top four. It's possible. It's possible, mate. It really, really is possible. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. But it's going to be tough. I don't know whether you guys saw the Leicester game. But, Leicester putting nine past Southampton. And Leicester have title winners in their squad. How many Leicester have title winners, or at least people know title winners in their squad, in Vardy and Schmeichel, for example, that are there. I think Albrighton's still there, although he's not really playing, and one or two others, I can't remember. But anyway, the point of the matter is that they have title winners in their squad. They've got them there, and they have the mentality. Because it was recent, and of course with the tragedy on Leicester owner, there's something that's hit them really hard. So they're not gonna go down anytime soon. And then when you have Chelsea playing the way that we're playing, it's gonna be difficult. So one of those teams is gonna have to drop out of the top four. And to be honest, on current form, if it's gonna be one of them, it might be Chelsea. I don't know, but I don't know. Thanks to everyone who's watching, by the way. Really appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, please like the vid, please. There's like 8 viewers, 3 likes. Come on, like the vid if you can. Please, please, please. Would really appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe, and so on. CC, I think we should sign Danilo Pereira for CDM as he adds that experience. I'm not actually sure about, I'm not sure who that is, actually, if I'm honest. But please let me know who that player is, CC, if you're still in the chat. I'd really appreciate knowing who that player is, so I can look into it. Maybe I can even post a transfer video about him as well, just to get a bit of information as well. Rasmus, hey, good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. Rasmus, good to see you on camera. Yeah, I am trying to do more of these. I'm going to be trying to do more. Probably for the transfers, I might keep them the same. Maybe if it's like a big signed, confirmed transfer, I'll do a video, but there'll probably still be audio. But I think for post-match reactions, previews, and the like, I will try and do more of these types of videos. Just keeping the background simple. I've had a lot of issues with like, what should it look like and so on. But you know what? I've just gone for the simple cam, stuff on the right and left. And on top of that, hopefully we'll be getting some merch. A merch store, if you're up for it. I'll be getting some Red Devil Studio merch with the logo to your right. Logo to your right? Yeah, logo to your right anyway. That on some shirts and caps and all the rest of it in red and black, hopefully in the near future. Anyway, back on topic. I'm reading some of your comments. CC, Oma G9. Yeah. Oh, Illinois, you did not watch the Leicester game. Yeah, they put 9. They actually put 9 past. They put 9 past Southampton. It was a massacre. It actually was a massacre. Rasmus A. Talking of Leicester, do you think Granada can do a Leicester in the Liga? If they do, would you rate it a bigger surprise than Leicester City? I'm gonna say no, just because I think the Liga is corrupt. And I wouldn't be surprised, frankly, if they found a way to make that decision happen. But I am. We'll probably talk. It might be something to talk about and bring up on Red Devil Studio live on Thursday. We're gonna have. I'm gonna try and do a show with my bro, Team Takage One, who's actually starting to set up his own Arsenal channel, which would be interesting. So we're probably doing a lot of stuff together, intermingling, previewing games, reviewing games, previewing things, joint stuff together. So expect stuff from that, because he's essentially turning his channel to an Arsenal fan channel. So expect banter from that. CC from Porto. Okay, fair enough. I will certainly look into it, mate. I think I definitely agree with you that we need to sign a defensive midfielder. We really do. Because that's one. Fred, McTominay, Pogba. The only defensive midfielder we have is Matic, and Matic is just not good enough at this moment in time. So I agree. We need to look into that. Okay, still reading some of your comments. Like this interaction, it's good. I didn't think the stream would last this long. Raymond, we barely won against Southampton, and Leicester just scored them like kids. Exactly. That just shows the levels, and that's why, like I said, I think getting top 4 is going to be difficult this year. And I think our best chance of getting to Champions League will be Europa League. And that is a question. Do we prioritise the Europa League? Can we prioritise the Europa League? In my opinion, to be honest, if United are doing well in the Europa League, just getting through, and we're like 7th or 8th in the Premier League, my advice would be just prioritise the Premier League, Europa League. That's what I think should happen, in my opinion. He plays in Portugal national team alongside Carvalho. No, to be honest, William Carvalho, I know you mentioned him. I'd have had him at Manchester United a long time ago. I don't know why anyone was, because I've seen him play for Portugal and he's been a beast. So I'm not sure why. Dimitri Ivanovic, welcome back. I think I've seen you in one of your previous streams, but welcome back, buddy. If you're new to this channel, please like, share, and subscribe to it. I would really appreciate it, and spread the word. Dimitri, you guys will easily get top 4 if Arsenal keeps playing like they do. Are you an Arsenal fan? I'm curious. We have been awful this season. I don't care if we have lost 2 games this season. We've been playing like a championship team. Are you referring to United or are you referring to Arsenal? I suspect if you're referring to United, then yes, I think generally we have been playing not great, in my opinion. But like for a lot of things, it's all about momentum. If we can carry the momentum, that's why this game I think is so important. Because if we can carry the momentum coming into a good point against Liverpool, yes, a win against Parson was dross, and a win against Norwich, and then go into this Chelsea game momentum, that can maybe push United on. If you mean Arsenal, then to be honest, right now Arsenal, you're saying I'm an Arsenal fan. Yeah, right now, I spent the last few days, just watching Arsenal fan TV, and it was banter. To be honest, it was banter. My bro, obviously, Team Gag, he's got a video on #EmeryOut. Xhaka, it's a whole mess. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen, because I assume if Xhaka plays again, then there'll be outcry, and I think this is the worst possible time for this to happen, and I'm interested to see how Arsenal respond. To be honest, because they have games, their running, I think, is what was it? They've got Wolves at home, who took 4 points from last season, and they have Leicester away. And to be honest, if I'm honest with you, mate, I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal lost both of those games. And then suddenly, if United, you never know. You never know. We'll see what happens to Arsenal. Loads of comments coming. Love this interaction, guys. Love it. United, Arsenal next game, Wolves, Leicester. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's essentially rest in peace, man. 8 people watching, guys. Like the vid, share it. Really appreciate it if you help out your man, old man G here. Dimitri Orange, I think we will get a 1-1 draw against Wolves and lose 2-1 against Leicester. This is the same. Fair enough, maybe you're right, but this is the same Wolves that went to the Etihad and beat Manchester City. So I would just bear that in mind. Rasmus A, what do you think about the behaviour of the captain of Banter FC? We're going to talk about that on Red Devil Studio Live on Thursday. I'll mention it briefly, but we'll hopefully do we'll go into a bit more depth in that episode. But to be honest, I don't blame him. There's a lot of Arsenal fans being like, Xhaka deserves it. He's been playing poorly. We want him to do more. Blah 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 blah. But to be honest, as I was saying to one of my friends, there's a trend at Arsenal. I think Arsenal, the fan base and the team, there's often quite a toxic environment. And frankly, do you see this in any other team? Do you see this any other team where you have players being regularly booed? At times, it happened to maybe Ash Young at Manchester United a few times. I must confess. But generally speaking, more often than not, this doesn't really happen at other teams. And the fact that you have a scenario whereby you can have, you have players that leave Arsenal, and they actually almost feel freedom. I don't know whether everyone remembers Adebayor's marathon sprint celebration to celebrate from the Arsenal fans. No other team has done that before. So I think there's something there, but we'll talk more about that on Red Devil Studio Live on Thursday, and tune into that, guys. Let's have a look. More of your comments. Same here, Cavalio's class. Yes, as I agree. Like the vid, guys. Like the vid. Really, really appreciate it if you do. And not dislike it if you can. I can't remember last time when Banter FC had a proper captain. I can't either. And this is what I'm saying as a culture at Arsenal Football Club. I think there's something there. Because for Koscielny to do what he did, because he essentially disrespected the club by forcing the move and then doing the whole stint with the top underneath him, there's just something there. There's something there, and it's not cool. Elianite, I don't like Cavallo. Fair enough, your opinion. CC, do you believe that Ollie, Carrick and Mike Phelan can take the club to top 4 in the future? Yes, I do. But I'm not 100% convinced. I need to see a consistent playing style and something to work with. And of course, a lot of these things will be based on how other teams are playing. Like Spurs and Arsenal, to be honest, I think are in a bad way. Okay, I think at least with Manchester United, I think we at least are not in a toxic environment. There's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being positive and we're trying to get that positivity. It's not perfect, but I do think the situation at United is probably better than Spurs and Arsenal. So I know we'll probably finish, if the toxicity around those clubs increases, we might finish above Spurs and Arsenal. But that doesn't help against Leicester or Chelsea. United, Claude, it's time. It's time to go. I was laughing so bad at that. It was so funny, so funny. Because it's time to go for them. It really is. And then United again. We don't. Raymond Moore. Will Thomas Muller or Gareth Bale come to United next year? It's a good one. I actually just before the stream, and check it out, guys. Erling Haaland. I actually think that's a likely chance of us getting Erling Haaland in the January transfer window. Reading him, I was thinking, actually, this guy is good. This guy is someone that we need that could help the team. He plays at RB Salzburg right now. He was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer while he was managing Molde. He's Norwegian. They speak the same language. They have a relationship already. It'll be fairly cheap, comparatively speaking, to get him. I think that's who we should go for as a forward, if I'm perfectly honest. So Erling Haaland. I don't think Bayern Munich are going to let Müller go this on the season. And the sporting director has already said Müller's not going anywhere. And as far as Gareth Bale goes, I'm sure Zidane might to get rid of Gareth Bale. But I'm having this feeling that Perez will not let him go again because of what he means or how he's needed for the club. That's what I think anyway. And we don't need Müller, Bale, and United are old. That's another argument as well. Is it worth getting 30 plus players who are probably going to be quite expensive in United squad? We saw what happened with Alexis Sanchez. It was a flop. Can Bale and can Müller step in at 30 to quite a physical league? Because at the end of the day, the Liga and the Bundesliga, although competitive, you are going into basically a more physical, more demanding league. And you can see by how injury-prone our players are. If our young players, mid-players get injury-prone, let alone, Gareth Bale, who's already injury-prone in La Liga, or your Müllers and stuff like that. So I think it'll be difficult, I think, anyway. Draco, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I don't do these videos much, so thanks for stopping into stream. I really appreciate it. And guys, if you're United fans, please check out this Draco Evolve's channel. He's a fellow Manchester United fan, puts on a lot of good content. Draco Evolve. Click on him, subscribe to the channel. He's posted a lot of very good content. So shout out to him. He's really sound. Does a lot of gaming and streams as well. So yeah, shout out to Draco Evolve as well. Right. So ultimately, this stream's gone for half an hour. I'm going to have to head off soon. But ultimately, like the vid as well if you haven't already. Appreciate it. Do you think we can beat Chelsea? I don't know. Do I want to beat Chelsea? Yes. I think tactically, Draco Evolve, I think we can beat Chelsea. Will be tough. We can beat Chelsea. The reality is we've actually beaten Chelsea. We beat Chelsea at the start of the season. I bet it was at Old Trafford. And I bet Lampard was still into it. And it was a baptism of fire. But we can beat Chelsea. We definitely can beat Chelsea. I think there's no mistake in my mind that we can't beat Chelsea. I think the issue is how we go about it. And for me, I think that the way that we beat Chelsea is we defend well and we counter-attack. It's what we did at Old Trafford, and so we do it again. And if Martial and Dan James are playing, possibly Greenwood, we can hopefully beat them on the counter-attack and be clinical. That's the key here thing. If we can defend well and we can be clinical, we can beat Chelsea. But the problem has been in the last couple of games United that we have not been clinical. And if we're not clinical, Chelsea will punish us. United 2-1 to Chelsea, come on. So yeah, score predictions, I guess, is a good shout. At Stamford Bridge, we did beat them last season, obviously under Sarri, and knocked them out of the FA Cup. Will we do that again? I'm not sure. I will go, because I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet either. And although Romero has been sound, so I will go for a. I'm going to agree with you, actually. I'm going to agree. I'm going to go for 2-1 as well, actually. I'm going to go for 2-1. 2-1 to United, I think, with Martial and Greenwood if he starts to score. If not, a Martial, Daniel James, or Greenwood, Daniel James to get our goals. Or possibly with McTominay. Actually, you know what? I'll revise that. McTominay to score with Martial. That's what I'll say. And possibly Tammy Abraham. Actually, that's a good question, actually. I don't... Because the thing with Chelsea is that they've got a lot of young players, but I have a feeling that he's going to bring in a lot of fringe players, Lampard. And so I'd imagine that he'd probably bring like Batshuayi or Giroud to come into play in this game, as opposed to Tammy Abraham. So we'll see. All I know is that the Chelsea squad and the United squad are going to be very different compared to what they're going to be at the weekend. And I'm interested to see what the lineup is going to be like. Raymond Moore, Draco Ball 2-1. I like your spirit. Yeah, with Draco, man. I think that if we play like we did against them Old Trafford, I think we've got a chance. Defend well, counter-attack, clinical. That's it. Raymond Moore, we will beat Chelsea. Fingers crossed, buddy. Draco Rove, I hope to see Axel and Brandon. Axel is injured. Twansibi is injured, so we're not going to see him, unfortunately. If you wind back early in the video, I put my predicted lineup, and actually Jones and Rojo as centre backs. I deliberately put them there because I think that I feel that at the end of the day, you don't want an injury to Lindelof or Maguire. And so playing Jones, playing Rojo is probably the best thing that we can do, really. United, Jones will score 2, man of the match. I can't remember the last time Jones scored a goal for Manchester United that wasn't in our net, or at least contributed to a goal that was in our net. He's Phil Jones. And to be honest, Phil Jones... The thing about Phil Jones I give him props for is that Phil Jones at least tries. Anytime I see Phil Jones playing, he at least tries. I see him trying. He's just not good enough, but he is trying at least. There are other players at United side that have potential that I look at and they don't seem to be trying or doing much at all. I'm not mentioning any names in that respect. Raymond Moore, hopefully Ollie will play Williams regularly. I hope so too. And I think this is the big chance of Williams in part of him being a left back and possibly actually displacing Ashley Young in that respect. Because is he good enough? We'll see. And this is the thing: we love our youth, we love the youth a lot, but are they good enough? We will see. We will see. I hope not to see Lingard in the lineup. I hope not to Draco, man. I hope not to. But at the end of the day, this is a Carabao Cup game, and if he's fit, he will probably come in because he needs game time, he needs minutes. We will see. Although I would rather see Chong or someone else. But at the end of the day, he needs game time. And who knows? Maybe just Lingard is what we need. But we'll see. We'll see. As far as I'm aware, he might be injured. I don't know. Someone has to check that for me. I'm not entirely sure. Right. So... that's about it, guys. I think I'll end the stream. Oh, just Rasmus got a quick comment in. It's unbelievable how our seasons have progressed after our match in day one. I know. It's still 10 games in, and to be honest, I'll make my assessment. We are, is it 7 points or 5 or 7 points off fourth? So really, we're depending on the likes of Leicester and Chelsea. And to drop points, because I don't think City and Liverpool are going to. But we'll see. To be honest, I mean, let me know what you think. But to be honest, if United got 5th place, got a trophy, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatever, would you say that was a good, a good season? Bearing in mind that we anticipated that we didn't have a good enough squad, our midfield was poor. To be honest, I take that. An FA Cup, with 5th place, to be honest, I take that. because we knew going into the season our squad wasn't good enough. And so to get fifth with a trophy, with the squad, I think is a major treatment. And we can hopefully build on it with the January and summer transfer windows. Rasmus A. I read that. Milo Ainsworth. Yo, hey buddy, you alright? Good to see you. Good to see you. If you're new to the channel, like I said, please like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter at WeUnitedX. Consider maybe giving a donation and clicking our PayPal button to support the content on this channel. So that's about it, guys. We are going to end this stream. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Let me know in the comments after this if you like what I'm doing with these video, audio streams. We'll be trying to do watch-alongs and post-match reactions, but predominantly post-match reactions and previews of this in this respect. And we will be doing Red Devil Studio live from Thursday, and hopefully we will resume with either season 2 of PES, Manchester United, or we might be starting a FIFA walkthrough. Have a nice evening, guys. All the best to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a great stream, and cheers.